What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna be dropping the trans in the Cummins. I know it's needed to be done for a while. Also, let me know what you think of this angle now, because I have a tripod for the camera. So instead of being just like right up in my face, I could actually like show you what else going around me versus being stuck to my face like right here. But yeah, so Kyler's on going ahead and dropping the skid plate. So I'm gonna go ahead and help him with that, and then probably end up getting the drive shaft, wiring harness, and all of that stuff disconnected so we can go ahead and get this transmission out of here. And maybe we'll get to assess the damage and see how bad it actually is. I think it's probably just the torque converter, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. Help with anything, just let me know.
Got the rear drive shaft out. The carrier bearing was not fun. I only had about an inch of movement that I could use with the ratchet, so that was a very slow process. Not fun at all. My fingers really hurt now from trying to reach in there and just turn it like that. But it's out, so that's a big deal. Big thing out of the way. I really don't want to get this slip yoke dirty, but I don't have a choice right now until I go get something to cover it up to prevent it from rusting. So next we're going to move on to the front drive shaft. And then I'd like to be able to just drop the transfer case by itself, but that might not be an option. Then again, it might be the only option because no one's sitting here that told me they were going to come up and help. Nobody came. So just a two-person job dropping a trans and transfer case assembly is going to be not fun at all.
Almost impossible.
Yeah, just got the transfer case drained. Because I've drained the transmission still, though. I'm going to wait till I get that front drive shaft off, though. A little more clearance. I don't know if I want to pull my downpipe off yet or not. It would probably help a lot, but that's a pain. So I guess we'll see what we do here and keep you guys updated as we go.
Alright, so I just went ahead and got these bolts out. Over on these sides, and so it's just a little loose now, but we got two out, two still in, just holding it up real quick so it doesn't fall. But now we're gonna go ahead and move on and get this thing out of here. Alright, so I just want to show you something that we found real quick. So this constant velocity joint, you can see in there that that boot seal is ruined. Should not be pivoting this way. So we're going to have to go ahead and rebuild this while we're at the process. But, you know, since everything's being taken apart right now, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, since Kyler works at Torque King, that's the stuff he sells. So it won't really be too big of a deal to rebuild that, but it's just good that we know. I feel like anytime taking something apart to get to something else, you always find something else that needs to be replaced. So at least we caught it. Not the end of the world. Won't be too bad. But all right, now that we got the drive shafts out, we're gonna go ahead and drain the transmission fluid and drop the pan on it. And just one thing at a time, get her done, I guess.
So just as I suspected, we just got the pan off, and if you guys saw, yes, I did drop it, slipped right out of my hand. I know, I'm stupid. But, so, pushing roughly around 350 to 400 horsepower, I know I burnt up my torque converter lockup clutch, and all the clutch material then went into the pan, shut the truck off. When I started it back up, then all that sediment got sucked up into the filter. And that filter is just clogged up with clutch material from that torque converter. So that means I would have no line pressure, and in turn means I cannot drive without line pressure, obviously. So it's pretty obvious, at least, of what happened. I'm actually really happy about that though, because it's what I expected. Wow, this is dirty, dirty fluid. I definitely burnt up that torque converter lockup clutch. My hopes is that this filter caught all the sediments and didn't push it through the rest of the transmission, because if it did, then it's a shot transmission as well. But if it did catch everything, then I hopefully should be good. Hopefully.
With just replacing the torque converter and obviously the filter and...
So yeah, the plan right now, or at least what I'm thinking right now is I'm planning on getting a triple disc torque converter. I don't remember the brand. Power Driven Diesel is the one that carries them. I get all of my stuff through them. I love them. Check them out. They are a great company to deal with. But so I'm gonna get the triple disc torque converter, 1800 stall with them, low stall. Then I'm gonna go with their manual valve body build kit, or go with a Muldoon's Diesel manual valve body. Muldoon's Diesel offers a switch shifter, ratchet shifter as well, that's got the torque converter and the lockup toggle switch right on the shifter. So that's what I'm getting on that. So those are the three things that I'm planning right now. And then obviously I'm gonna have to get a new filter. Obviously I might get a deep dish pan from Power Driven Diesel, and oh, that filter's clogged. That obviously I'm replacing that just because it's off. But yeah, if you guys can see, that thing is filthy, absolutely black practically.
Very.
And I run hydraulic fluid in this thing, which is a yellowish clear. It's a John Deere High Guard low viscosity, and for how dirty this stuff is, it shows there's some burnt upness going on here. No doubt about it.
For sure.
Wow. I'm honestly baffled at how clogged up that filter is. When I, like a year ago, yeah, roughly about a year, maybe two ago, I exploded the front U-joint on the front drive shaft at the diff, and then in key front drive shaft smacked the pan, so I had to buy a new transmission pan. That's when I started using the High Guard. And then when I had it down before, changed the filter out, and I did a couple valve body modifications, second gear lockup, as well as a couple other things, raised the line pressure, and it's been holding up amazingly. But I guess some 5x18 250 horse injectors, yeah, stock transmission does not like that.
Yeah, no.
Whole 2 days after getting the injectors sealed up, it lasted. I'm not surprised though, because those are some big injectors.
And your transmission's also been slipping for like a year and a half.
Well, I thought it was slipping, but now that I've done a little bit more research, I think it's just because the stock stall on the torque converter is a little bit high. But I've been abusing it, that's for sure. This thing has gone through hell.
And you really haven't even driven it that hard.
I've done some crazy stuff with it, though.
I know, but not like consistently or anything.
No, just those 2 days I had a little too much fun. A little too much fun.
Like, enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly.
That's why I was telling you weren't allowed to replace the injectors for so long, because I knew this would happen, and instantly it happened.
It was fun.
I know. I just knew the diesel was going to go out the second you did it. And then you're just like, okay, let's go replace the injectors. And I'm just like, okay, instead of saying no for once.
I mean, come on.
And look what happened.
When you got 250 horse injectors just sitting.
Oh, I know. That's why I was kind of mad at you for buying them, because I was like, obviously I want you to put them in, but I was like, wait till you can afford a trans.
This fluid is just caked in clutch material. Absolutely caked.
Alright, so what are we going to do next?
I'm going to get a little bit cleaned up. Get it to stop dripping for a while. Probably wipe it down a little bit and get under it and thoroughly inspect some stuff. Holy cow. Oh yeah, I just got pieces of.
And then is Caleb going to show up to help us drop the trans?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it. I might pull the filter off here to thoroughly inspect what's in it. It kind of looks like we got some metal shavings. Yeah, I need to thoroughly inspect this thing. Very, very thoroughly. And figure out what those shavings are from. I thought it was the torque converter vanes. Maybe not, though. So, we'll see. This is off of the edge of the filter. Just absolutely caked in clutch material.
Yeah. That's pretty rough. Alright, so Kyler just took this towel to the filter on the transmission, and look at all those metal shavings. So, it's not good. Originally we were thinking we could get by with just replacing the torque converter and, you know, the filter and all that. But now this may just be the proof we need, that we'll actually have to replace the entire transmission like we were originally planning, which sucks, but at least we know. And we're just gonna do a little bit more inspecting and see what we come up with next. Alright, so this is the underside of the filter, and that's not good. Look at all that, those chunks, all that sediment or whatever. This just shows this is why you run a filter, but this is not good. Not only is both sides completely sparkly with metal shavings, but we've got some big chunks now. So, not good. Alright, so Kyler's already messed with this magnet, as you can tell, but look at all those metal shavings. You can still see them. Yep, that's insane.
And most of it's not necessarily metal shavings. There is a couple in there, but that's all clutch material.
Exactly. But you can see when you, how it like almost like frays or something. Ooh.
That's a big piece of metal.
Yeah, it is. Holy smokes. Look at
There
that.
is chunks of metal.
Yeah, look at, that's metallic silver. Oh, wow. Yikes. So now I just gotta get this trans dropped so that we can check out some more things.
So right now I am just pulling the lines to the trans cooler. I just got some of the wiring harness out of the way, and then I got the vacuum harness to do. I'm gonna have to take that cross member out, and I honestly don't know what we're gonna do because we don't have any help.
Yeah, our friends decided not to show up when they knew that we were doing this and thought that they'd be helping us, so I don't know what or how we're gonna do this by just us, especially because I'm not really that strong But we'll do what we can do and just pray it goes well, I guess.
Just got the vacuum harness off. I didn't take the whole harness out. I just took the piece that connects it's the solid piece, the steel piece that connects the central axle disconnect to the main vacuum harness above the transfer case and on the transfer case. But yeah, I didn't take the whole thing out, just the piece that ran across on the cross member. So nothing, you know, gets all bent up or messed up when we take that cross member out. Now I gotta just kind of look over everything and figure out what needs disconnected. Still gotta do a tranny line or 3 or something, I don't know. And then some shift linkage and other harnesses, and still got a little bit of stuff to do. Much needed break time. Never drop a damn tranny by yourself.
I'm with just your girlfriend.
Pay someone to do it.
That's a lot of work.
Cooler lines are the devil. Absolutely.
He's been having a hell of a time with those. And I just feel bad because I just want to help him, but there's really not much I can really help with, especially without being in his way.
Got fluid in my mouth.
And in his ear.
Yeah, in my ear. That still doesn't feel right. And all I am is tasting fluid over this beer.
Hey, that's a lube tech life right there. Hate on me for when I used to be a lube tech. Go for it.
Diesel life. It may be fun until you blow a damn tranny.
Hey, but we knew tranny was gonna go out from the day he bought it.
Hey, for those 2 days, that truck was quick. 2 days.
2 days.
That's all it took.
Injectors. And they were leaking for a while. After he wanted to replace them and it finally caved, and we replaced them, they were leaking like crazy, and he just kept going in and taking them out, putting them back in, and I'm just like, dude, you need to stop. But then he ended up fixing the leak eventually, and only 2 days did he have it after fixing that leak. 2 days. And that's why I told him we weren't going to replace him for like who knows how long. It's because I knew that this would happen. I was right. And this time I'm not happy that I was right.
Injector return line wouldn't seal up fully on cylinder 1 and 6 with using the genuine Cummins horseshoe copper washer. So I went to Ace and I took the torch to him, softened up the metal a little bit, and it sealed them right up. Good old Ace.
I didn't know how you fixed it.
Ace is my best friend.
I just knew that you were trying to fix it for a while and he was getting nowhere. And I was over him pretty quickly. Well, you finished this beer. I assume break time's over.
Yep.
What are we going to work on now?
Getting that damn cooler line out. And then from there, who knows?
Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys these cooler lines. So they were running right along here on the transmission, and there was 3 of them. And now he's gotten them off from right there, but they're still connected up at the front of the vehicle. But since they wrap all the way around and under the transmission. They had to come off. A lot of stuff has had to come off. Also,
I'm not a happy camper.
so here's the transfer case. Drift shaft's off. So we have to go ahead and drop the cross member right here as well. Had to disconnect the wiring harness. But that's pretty much everything that's been in the way. Just got those oil cooler lines, which he's been struggling with for a while now. So that's the main issue. I don't know if we'll be able to drop the trans tonight, but at least everything will be off and ready to just drop it and get it over with if we end up having to do it tomorrow.
How many bolts do you need to hold up a couple cooler lines? It's kind of ridiculous. According to Dodge, a lot.
And I mean, they were routed pretty good, to be honest, but at the same time, from like a mechanic's perspective, I want to say that they were routed very poorly, just because they're in the way.
This is why mechanics hate engineers.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is, the second gen is one of the easiest things to work on.
Well, because it's mechanical and stuff like that, doing things like turning up your fuel and all that, obviously, is a lot simpler, but is it one of the most easy vehicles to work on? I would not agree.
The Luv is the easiest thing to work on.
Well, yeah, but we also engine swapped that, so...
And cut a lot of stuff out.
Exactly. It's pretty bare in the engine bay, so that's why I like doing the head gaskets and stuff like that was super easy. If you've not seen that video, I'll link it up here at the top. Make sure you go and check that out.
Another one of these. We need to figure out what's leaking on my engine and covering everything in oil down here.
Didn't you think it was that breather thing for the blow-by?
Yeah, but at the same time, we got it all the way up here, and the tube is behind us, so that doesn't really make sense. I'm guessing it's the timing cover, or just the oil pan.
Well, and 2 years ago, I remember your rear main was leaking. I changed the oil on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to replace that here when I got the tranny out. That's gonna be not fun. At least my work produces a kit and a tool to replace it very easily. They just can get a little pricey, honestly. Anybody needing to do it, Torque King 4x4, TS6000 is the part number. It's a beautiful kit. Everything you're gonna need for the job.
And I will link that in the description box below if any of you guys want to go check that out for yourselves. Or you could just go ahead and call Tyler at Torque King 4x4 and he can get you ordered up whatever you need.
406-384-0270. Happy to help with any drivetrain questions, or if you need anything for your 3/4 ton or 1 ton 4-wheel drives.
Heard it from the best.
Can you pull that out? Alright, tilt it. Yeah, right there. Rotate it toward that end. Okay, that's good enough. A second. How's she looking down there?
Pretty good. It's nice now that those oil filler lines are out of the way. And obviously the exhaust is out of the way. Drive shafts are out of the way. Back here where I'm sitting, everything looks pretty bare, obviously.
Still got the downpipe. No biggie.
Yeah. We should be able to get around that though. It might just be hard to get some of the bolts off up there, but it looks like I could get at them pretty good, so.
So I think next We're gonna go ahead and check over, make sure we get all the shift linkage disconnected. We still got just random things dripping. Ugh, so irritating. Feel so bad for all the neighbors around here with the street getting covered in oil. It's hydraulic fluid too, so not a good thing. So got the front drive shaft off, rear drive shaft, rear section of the exhaust, and then the whole wiring harness, the vacuum harness on the cross member. Still got to take the shift linkage off, and then take the disconnect the torque converter from the flex plate. Make sure everything is disconnected. Go ahead and pop the cross member loose, and hopefully we can go ahead and drop them. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the transfer case on the transmission or just disconnect it separately. I'm considering also rebuilding the transfer case while it's out, because I work at Torque King, so I can get those parts on a killer deal, high quality parts. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. Still got a lot of work to do, so we're gonna start when we have a little more daylight. And this way, us doing the longer videos, and 2 of them, it gives you a little more in detail of the whole process, how to do it, and what is needed to be done. When I was, researching how to do this, I wasn't able to find much on it, so I'm really hoping this is going to be able to help you guys out to see what you're going to have to do when it comes time if you have an automatic and you need to drop it.
Yeah, see, the majority of my videos aren't probably that informational or that helpful, as they are more of just like entertainment, I guess. But since this is such a process and there's so much that goes into it, I really want to show you guys more like the raw details, show you exactly the process, not just like, hey, we busted this out in like an hour, like this is what we had to do, this is how hard it is, this is how long it's taking, and so that you guys know, like he said, what to expect if you were going to do this for yourself. So this will be 2 videos. We're just going to go ahead and do this tomorrow. I know this has been a pretty long video, but I just want to thank you guys so much for sticking through it to the end. If you thought that this video was a little bit more informative and you liked it, give us a like for our hard work. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and tap that bell if you'd like to get notified every time I post, because I upload every Tuesdays and Fridays. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good one.